Welcome back at Sports Tonight on Channels Television. And, well, at this point, Nigeria's under-17 national football team, the Golden Eaglets, are in camp in Abuja preparatory to the under-17 World Cup in the United Arab Emirates. But then the question on the minds of many Nigerians would be, of course, Nigerians have gone through preparations, have gone through qualifications, but what the coaches are saying at the moment is that they're still going to be screening new players to take to the World Cup proper. It's like starting from the scratch. Gentlemen, very strange development indeed. Coach Manu Garba is quoted to have said it's important to take a look at some new players for some specific positions because what we want is the best for the country. And I am just wondering, the best for the country, you mean after all the qualifying matches you still have not been able to get the best from the feet, so to say, that you've had, and then you have to now start all over again. So what about the players who prosecuted the qualification campaigns?
I don't think it's a wholesale change. It's not a wholesale change. Manu Garba and his colleagues, Nduka Ogbade, Manuel Aminike, Emeka Amadi, they've done a good job. Some of us are already pleased. Some of us are happy with this squad, even if they don't get to win anything. This is the closest set of under-17 boys that are near the age, so to say. Let me put it that way, but I'm not accusing anybody of anything anyway. But
no, I mean, you actually have. If you're saying near, that means, of course,
but the point is,
talking about
these boys,
20-year-olds masquerading as 17-year-olds.
But these boys are truly young. That's just the point that I want to bring up.
But do they fall within the age limit? That's the question.
Well, someone said if a child's parent says, my boy is 17 and he has a passport, can't argue with that.
Well, of course, I remember a certain Philip Osondu whose mother swore that he was 16 years old, and then when he went to Belgium, instead of growing vertically, he was growing horizontally. And, I mean, we know that eventually the real age was unmasked, and he should have been playing for the Super Eagles or the Green Eagles then, not the Golden Eaglets. So, I mean, first of all, integrity is called to question, but then apart from the MRI scans, are there any other ways we can actually ascertain the true ages of these players? How foolproof is the MRI scan anyway?
Well, looking at the MRI scan, of course, something must be used to detect something. Whether you can't get 100% foolproof, no matter what the system will look like. You can't even need people, you put up a machine at the airport and just to detect drug peddlers. Some will go scot-free, while some will be caught. Of course, so you can't get 100% foolproof because the only divine, only God that can determine who and who has something to hide. But for human, we can escape. But I think the MRI test is such just to try to reduce these allegations of using players who are not of this same age. Remember the last African Junior Cadet Championship in Morocco. We saw what happened to our team. 3 of the players were affected by the MRI scan, and of course, one went to the Flying Eagles. And so it goes to show that at least if we can have 3 affected based on the MRI investigation, it means there is an element of credibility in the same team. Well, we must give them that benefit of doubt. So
let's say some of these players, many of these players, were born in the later 90s. Let's say 1996, 1997. If they have to fall within the age range bracket, but then. Are we trying to say that at that time of our history, we did not have birth records? I mean, 17 years ago, those birth certificates, for instance, should still be available.
Charlie, you know that there's
40 players in camp, and then all of them have lost
Charlie,
their birth certificates.
You must have heard my certificate got lost in transit.
In transit from where to where?
Yeah, so of course, we must have heard that before.
And then you're talking about 40 players, and all of them.
No, what I'm saying, I'm not
got lost in transit.
I'm not holding forth for these players. I'm saying, what of the nomadic farmers, the Fulanis? Where do they give birth?
How many of them?
How do you determine who's the Fulani?
How many of them have actually been called up? How many of them are nomads?
I'm trying.
You are drawing a hypothetical situation that doesn't hold water in this case at all.
No, Charlie, no. If you say it doesn't hold water, but what if you find a situation like that? What would you do?
Of course, I mean those.
How many people keep records?
Those are actually exceptions, not the rule. But then in this case, missing birth certificates have become the rule.
But I think our focus really shouldn't be on whether or not, because actually
No, but I
we
mean,
don't have,
that has been the major taint
yes,
on Nigeria's participation in
age
grade competitions, age cheating, and up till now, we've not been able to find a viable solution to it.
Well, I think there's a marked improvement this time out, and I feel in subsequent editions of the competition, we'll get to a point.
Look, in a lot of cases, a 20-year-old can masquerade as a 17-year-old, even if it's an 18-year-old playing.
Charlie, how do you determine
at 16?
Okay, now let's
Birth
go back.
certificate.
Let's go back. That's
it.
why we need,
which can be forged.
We need a system where we have poor record keeping in this country. No matter what you want to see about what it. Of course, you can say some states you don't keep record. Some you don't. Some
don't even have
keep record. Some they can tell you that. Some of
in
these
which states? What states are you talking about?
I won't mention states. But the fact is that some government hospitals don't keep